You're welcome to Agelessdiscourse with Pastor Fred and Oluchi Chukwuonu.
Hello, Ageless. You're welcome to today's edition. And I trust God will begin to address the issue of how to tell your spouse you've cheated on him.
All right, exactly. How do I tell my spouse I cheated? Part 2. We started with this in our last episode. So today we are continuing. How do I tell my spouse I cheated? You see, one thing is that marriage is laid on an honest foundation. You see, having affairs thrives in secrecy. You understand? Speaking out or opening up is a step to the healing of that marriage. So when you are thinking, should I or shouldn't I? It depends on you. If you make up your mind to say it, that is you. But we are standing here to encourage you that if you really want to have a transparent relationship that is based on trust and honesty, opening up is always preferred. Because I know that sin thrives in secrecy. Affairs are done in secrecy. So the more you try to keep them, the tendency that you find yourself doing it over and over again is there. Now I want to ask, why do people open up? Do you think it's, your own view? Because I really know that some experts are against it, especially when you have done it once. They feel, what's the point of hurting the other if he's not aware? So what's the view or what's your take in that?
Well, for one to want to open up and confess that he has cheated on his or her spouse means that already you are feeling the guilt, right? And you've repented. Now the guilt is another thing that might not allow you to say that, because we have conscience. You are aware very well that you're not supposed to cheat. When after taking the oath and the vow of marriage, you've decided to stick together and not to leave one another to another. And when that happened, the guilt of that vow and that oath you took before God and before your parents and before the church will come haunting. And for you to get away from it is to let your spouse know. So I feel that when people decide to come and confess or open up to their spouse concerning the issue of cheat, it's not an easy thing, but they decide to do that because they want to have freedom. They actually want to be free, and they actually want to be forgiven. They want to seek for forgiveness of their spouse. I don't know if I answered right.
Yes, you see, like you mentioned, we are assuming that the person coming to open up is being maybe haunted by guilt. But that's an assumption level, because there are still some people that wouldn't want. They are just opening up because they want to move on.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, that's another level. Some people have actually made up their mind to leave the relationship.
Yes.
Now that is even in that context, and I'm not listening, but I'm also looking at it that the people that they want to open up because you want to continue the relationship. Because to open up means that you wouldn't want your spouse to get to hear from another source.
Yes.
You want him or her to hear it from you, and that will also build, the little trust you have damaged, between both of you. And if you're confessing because you want to go ahead, now it means there is no remorse, number one. Number two, you committed the act because you wanted it to end the relationship. That's why you committed it in the first place. all right, and it's just like you're just laying hold on that, you know, to dismiss the other. But whereby we're concerned about ageless. We're concerned about people that actually, you know, by mistake or one thing or the other led you into it, and you don't like it, and you want to make peace with your spouse. You want to confess and say, look, I fall into this sin, but I've repented. I don't want to get into it again. But not those that are living in it. People are not falling. Some people are not falling in. They're living inside it. They wake up there just like those that are addicted to alcohol. That every night they must be drunk. If not, they will live that bad. So, but for us that we actually want to open up, we want to open up to one another because we want the relationship to continue. We are sorry for what we've done, and we don't want to continue doing it, and we don't want to continue hurting our spouse. We want to open up, and we want to ask for forgiveness.
Yeah, there's something you said. You said because we want the relationship to continue. Now you are saying that there's really an affair cannot shut down a marriage. It cannot crash a marriage. You have that belief, I think so, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you see, some people believe that because there's an extramarital affair, that the marriage has come to an end. But the truth is that there's a life after an affair. There's a life after an affair. So once you have that in mind, you understand?
Yeah.
There should be continuity.
Mm.
There should be continuity. So another thing is that when you are opening up to your spouse, what should be your expectation?
Well, knowing the gravity of the offense on ground, now you are not expecting much. All right. Now the two things there is this: you actually have to prepare your mind to take the worst. All right. Just like we said in our previous video, that according to the book of Matthew chapter 5, if you read from verse 31 downwards, now that there was a statement that Jesus made there. He said that the only reason or time that you are permitted to keep away or to divorce your spouse is when they commit the sin of adultery, and now that sin has been committed. Now you are going like a sacrificial lamb to your spouse, knowing that her forgiveness or his forgiveness will determine how far you will go in this marriage. Now, when you're coming, you must have this default position that the worst is that they might say, no, this relationship will not continue. Right? But regardless of that, you know that might be the worst, but you are prepared for the worst. It means you are going to meet your spouse, you prepare for the worst. And you also prepare your heart that you are trusting God that it's not going to come to that. And you have faith in God and have faith also and believe also within you that the Lord will intervene. I think at that position, then you approach the matter.
And to add to what you have said, you see, nothing is hidden. Everything we think is a secret is a question of time.
Yeah.
You see, why it's important that you open up is that so many times when a spouse or a partner starts engaging in an affair, he might not take notice of it. But the truth is that there is a kind of you start suspecting.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you can actually conceal everything. Your character, the way you relate, there's certain things that will kind of open you up or expose you without you realizing. So it's important, instead of allowing your partner to keep gazing, do you understand, and being in suspicion, it's better you let the cat out. That is one thing that we should have in mind when we're trying to reconcile, because it is not good that somebody tells your spouse before you. That's more or less like betrayal. But when you open up, especially even when your partner is not actually suspecting, it's easier. And another thing is that sometimes what leads you to that, I think, is important in the aspect of telling your spouse you cheated. It's important you open up to your spouse, because your spouse will ask you so many questions, and you should be ready to answer all.
Yes. Preparedness is number one thing that we must, before going to meet your spouse, to confess your cheat or the act, you must prepare. You must prepare psychologically, spiritually, and any other preparation, all right, to face him or her. Because you know that she's going to react. You are coming to touch you where she least expected or where he least expected. Coming to tell your spouse that you cheated. That's why some people will pick out gun and shoot you. So for you to go there, the preparation you need, one again, is that if you're a child of God, you have to pray to God. If you need to take praying to go fasting, then go and wait upon the Lord concerning that. Now, before you do that, you would have repented before God.
That's another thing.
You would have confessed your sin. This is the part of the preparation. You would have repented before God, confess your sin, and tell God that you're going to continue. Now you prepare yourself, that one, knowing that God is on your side. Before you go, now don't forget that the heart of man is in the hand of God. Now when you secure your face before God and obtain the God's pardon, then you go to meet your spouse. Now when you're going to meet your spouse, you must prepare for because she's going to ask you, or he's going to ask you, why did you do that? That's the point. Why did you cheat on me? Because you must give him or her the answer, and your answer must be sincere, your answer must be straight, and you must be plain with it. You know, you must not try to dodge anything. Whatever he or she asks you, you must answer. And another thing there is this. Knowing the kind of spouse you have is also important. Those are some of the preparation. Knowing her temperament must be very important. Now when you are coming, you must also know how to keep some distance. When you are saying that, it's very important. You keep distance even as you maintain eye contact, but you mustn't be very close. But it's important you also see in such a way that you maintain an eye contact, so when he or looks at you, you'll be able to look back and the answer. So you'll be able to see that sincerity in you and the seriousness in you that really and truly you want to repent from that. And having done that, all right, preparing yourself before him or her, then you should be able to inform your spouse. I'm getting into that already.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, you'll be able to inform your spouse that you want to discuss some certain issue with him or her. It's not just something that is just suddenly and just begin to discuss. No, tell him, look, I don't know how busy your tomorrow will look like. All right, and probably put it in the day that you know he or she might be off from the job, and there should not be a day or a time when you have social functions to attend. It should be a time that is free, and book that time ahead of time. Maybe on Saturday, I would like to discuss with you some certain important issues. Now, booking a time to discuss issue will also prepare him or her that really there is something important you want to talk about, and that helps him or her to prepare herself for the sudden shock, because you are coming to shock him or her. Then he's going to prepare for that shock, waiting for that day. And having said that, you have prepared his mind for that day, and when you come, just like I said before, you maintain a distance, and they will sit in such a place whereby you can face one another. It could be on a dining table, it could be on a distance, and you're able to begin to spill out your sin.
Process. So, well, you see, what if in a situation where you are so scared that you can't spill it out? Is it necessary to call someone, maybe a confidant or someone that both of you trust, so that the person will be around? What do you think?
Yes, very, very important. That's a very important aspect of it. Sometimes, if depending on the gravity of the offense, of the cheat. Now, one thing I wanted to say before this, remind me, what I wanted to say before is this. There are times you might not really need to go into details depending on your spouse. There are spouses that might want detail of everything done. How you met, how many times you have an affair, where you did it, you know, how many times you did it, all right? All those things. Now there are some that you need to spare those details, that may hearing those details will aggravate the pain, and they might not wait to hear to listen to the entire thing. Now that you must bear in mind. You know your spouse better. If someone that doesn't like details, you might not necessarily have to. You might spare him that pain and the agony of going through those details. Now, having said that, there is a need for you to have a counselor. It could be a pastor, of which would have intimated your pastor or whatever counselor they're going to come in between you, and tell him, look, and this and this and these are the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
Now they will also counsel you, but they are coming there to help douse the tension. There are some some reactions that your spouse might not engage in, seeing that person there. All right, that will help him to assimilate whatever. Now, in case if there are overreaction concerning that person will be able to calm him or her down. Yeah. And sometimes too, the person you must bring them must be somebody your spouse love and have respect for. Not just anybody. Don't say, I want to bring my friend. There's some people you bring and your spouse might not be happy that they have such thing. Exactly. And that person might even spoil the entire show. Yeah. All right. For the person getting to know about it, your spouse will feel that he or she is vulnerable because of this. This. So it must be somebody that is very close to the family. It must be somebody that you know that your spouse will always call when he has some issues in the marriage. For both of you to trash up and talk. So such person being there, you know, is kind of will also be kind of a comforter to your spouse, because you said, imagine what my wife or my husband did to me. Imagine, I cannot. He said, yes. That person will help to douse that tension.
To comfort your spouse.
Yes.
Wow. There's something you said I should remind you. You have made me
No, go ahead, I've said it.
Yeah, I've forgotten now. Okay. Then the next thing again is probably the venue is always better in your home. You know, some people would want to say, let's go out, so that you don't create a scene.
Yes.
Don't create a scene.
Yes.
I would personally, you know, advise that if possible, let it be done between two of you. You understand? If you can handle it. And you see, sometimes when we're getting into marriage, we should expand our capacity. I just remember the time, you know, before I got married to my husband, I will think of the worst scenario that will happen to me and how I will react. So sometimes you can actually sit down and ask yourself, I know sometimes you say, God forbid, but what if it happens? What will be your reaction? Such things help to expand our, you know, capacity. You know, it helps to stretch us a bit, so it doesn't come as a shock to you, because certain things might happen.
Yes.
You know, for when you are asking yourself such questions, will it be the end of my marriage? What if my spouse is caught in the act? What should be my reaction? Should I walk away? You know, when you are able to psych yourself with such questions, it helps to create a balance. It helps you to absorb shock in case of such things happen. Don't nobody prays for that. It's a very painful and detestable, you know, situation. But once it comes, you know, it shouldn't be the end of your marriage. There is still life after affair.
Yes.
So people, you know, tend to grow stronger. That's one thing. When you open up, sometimes it becomes difficult for you to go into it again, especially if you had a remorse. Not when you're just saying it for the other partner to just, if she likes, she can hit her head on the wall, I don't care. No, but if you have shown remorse and you open up sincerely, you both of you can actually grow your life and your romance back. And sometimes I've seen situations where they become stronger.
Yes.
I mean, the marriage becomes stronger after such incidents. So it's not the end. I don't think it's the end.
It's not. You know? It's not. We should give room for the Holy Spirit to work. Yeah. And that brings me to this point. You see, when such thing happen, and your partner, you know, is still agonizing over that, and you ask questions and it's like, you say, have you forgiven me? And he didn't answer you a word and walk out. Allow him or her. Yeah. Give him that privilege. Yeah. He has a right to walk out on you. Yes. A right to get angry, to spark. Yes. You know, to throw things. Yeah. Allow him to do that. You see, you don't expect to say, well, I have forgiven you. No, I'll pat your back. Don't worry, I'm forgiving you. It's not true. It's not true. Sometimes you allow him to process that matter. You've just released a bombshell to him. What he wasn't expecting, a shock.
Exactly.
Allow him to absorb the shock. It might take him days to do that. It might go into
sometimes months, because it takes time. The heart is inside.
Yes.
So it takes time for it to heal. Just allow your spouse to go through that resuscitating time.
And also, during that time, also keep on, if he cannot pick your calls, send text messages.
Voice messages.
Yes, tell him how sorry that you are.
And reassuring your partner how you still love him, and all those
and
stuff.
how you want the marriage to continue. It might take weeks or months. Isolate himself somewhere. Maybe outside the country, maybe within the country. All right, to go away from you. Accept that. Allow him to deal with issues and trust by himself. But don't leave him completely alone. Send messages, text, WhatsApp, send voice messages. All right. Keep on. And those things are not why you're behaving the way you're behaving. No, he has a right. But reassure him of your love. How sorry you were for actually committing such act, and how you will never allow something to happen again, and how you realize how much you love him, and how far you have taken the marriage already for granted, and such thing will not happen again. Just keep on sending those texts. You might not reply, you might not call, you might not, but surely he or she will be reading it. But after reading, you will just keep it there. All right. He might choose to, if you know that he might not want to read your WhatsApp messages, because you will know when he has read. Just keep on sending text messages. But once he sees text, you won't know whether it has been read or not, but he'll be reading. All right. Just keep on maintaining that contact. Don't allow any gap in between during this process of time. And I tell you something, with that period of time, healing will be taking place gradually. Now, this thing doesn't happen automatically, like we said. Give it time. Give it time, it will come back. Just like you said, many has bounced back from the back. Stronger than before.
Yes.
And God is in it.
Yes.
Don't forget that God is in your marriage. God is the author of relationship, of marriage. And he knows how to heal. And God will definitely do that.
You can bounce back. That is the message we're saying. You can bounce back. Forgive and let go.
Yes.
Forgive and let go. There's nothing God cannot do.
Nothing.
Even if it's sometimes women can actually accommodate men, but men is like, wow, I cannot, but you can.
Like the scenario I always give to Mara, I said, women are like apple, beautiful apple, and sometimes men keep on protecting, and they wouldn't want those apple to have a dent, or allow empty to punch out that apple, because from that very point it begins to rotten. Women are like egg. You shield and protect them. We don't want it to happen to them. All right. When such thing happen, all right, it's very painful. But what you do, those love, those confessions. It's not a time for one to begin to say, "Haven't you done that before?" This and this, and you begin to remind him of certain things just to balance out. No, it's a time that we must be sober.
And
come back to
and don't push it to your partner, please. Own up to that responsibility. Own up that you committed it. Don't say it's you because you don't give me sex in my marriage, and don't push it.
Yes.
Just confess that thing and own up to that responsibility.
And again, probably what we've said now, time will not permit us to go deeper and detail every other thing. But I've given you a few points. And whereas this is not enough, because I think that some of you are going through such a hard time right now. You can as well reach us. You can inbox us in our Facebook or Instagram, and you can get in touch with us, and we can also talk with you, counsel you, and also pray with you. And I believe there's nothing impossible with God. It might look like the world is collapsing on you, but I tell you something, God is there, and God is there to hold your marriage and to build it, and together we can bounce back from back.
Hallelujah.
God,
glory to God. Father, in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Father, we thank you, Lord.
Yes,
Lord. We lift up all the couples that watch us this moment,
yes,
and they are going through this issues. Father, we ask you that, Lord, you are the balm of Gilead.
Yes.
Lord, that you will heal them.
You will heal
Lord,
them.
heal every broken heart.
Yes, Lord.
Lord, heal every broken heart.
Yes,
you are expert in mending hearts. I said, God, heal them this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, grant the spirit of forgiveness. Grant the grace to overcome.
Yes.
Grant the grace to come back forcefully,
yes,
and bounce back stronger. Thank you, Marie God. For
Father.
in Jesus' name we have prayed.
Amen. God bless you, and we'll see you again very soon. And don't forget to like our video, like we always say, and share it also on the social media. And please keep on sharing this video. When you do that, you partner with us, and you never know how long this will go, touching lives and the healing relationship. And we also want to hear your comments and your
testimonies
and your testimonies
of what God is doing in your home.
God bless you.
God bless you, and have a wonderful